What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Luka Doncic returned to the Dallas Mavericks after being out for a few games because of I think it was a bum ankle. I think he suffered some ankle injury. He comes back against the Detroit Pistons, and in a game that kind of got a little tense. A little tense when Luka got into it with one of the Detroit players, as far as trash talking. He went out there and lit them up. I think he had like 30-some points at halftime. He wound up with 53 points, his fifth career 50-point game, and a 111-105 victory over the Detroit Pistons. The Mavericks are now 27-25 on the year. Luka had 53 points on 17 of 24 shooting from the floor, 5 of 11 from three-point range, and 14 of 18 from the charity stripe. Luka also had 8 rebounds and 5 assists. So, I mean, this MVP race, which seems to be more important than the championship aspirations of teams. They're not even talking about. We listen to the media. This is why the average fan and the average players become so egocentric. They're not talking about. Think about this. Do you really hear them talk about what team has the best shot at winning a championship this year? Do you even hear that type of talk? No. I don't hear it. I hear who's the GOAT, who's the best player, who's going to win MVP. Everything is, they've bastardized basketball to the point where it's no longer a team game. They've made it an individual one-on-one spectacle when it's a team game. And this is why I despise the media. They're evil. They're demonic. I despise all these motherfuckers. They're corrupt pieces of shit. Anyway, just to let you guys know, this is the 19th game this season. 19th game this season in which a player has scored 50 points or more. The 19th. We're on pace to have 30 players, well, at least 30 individual 50-point games, because there might be some players doing it multiple amount of times. But we're on pace to have 30 games this year where a player scores 50 points or more. We haven't seen that since probably the early 1960s, when most of that was being done by Wilt, right? That's crazy. Even those years when James Harden was putting up all those 50-point triple-doubles, I think the most that I saw in one year was 23. Here we are, we're not in the halftime break. We're already approaching that. And then contrast that to, say, 1997-98. That year, there were 3 50-point games that year, 1997-98. Karl Malone with 56. I think that was against, if I remember serving correctly, I think he did it against the Warriors. And then Shaq had a 50-point game against the Nets that year. And then Tracy Murray, who was playing with the Wizards, had a 50-point game. I can't remember who the hell he did it against, but I remember he had a 50-point game. 1998-99, the strike year, there were no 50-point games during that stretch. The most a player scored, if I remember correctly, was 46. And it was done by a few guys. One of them being Grant Hill. One of them was Grant Hill. Another guy that did it might have been AI or something. I can't remember. I think it was 3 guys. But that just goes to show you how easy it is to score in today's NBA. But that's all I got to say, man. Not taking away from Luka, not taking away from these players today, but we're gonna get this shit straightened out, man. And also, we're gonna stop with this disrespect toward Wilt Chamberlain. It still continues, and I'm gonna call it out. I seen some shit today that pissed me off. But anyway, that's all we got. That's all I gotta say, man. Tell me what you guys think.